Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you for coming out. This is a really, really proud day for Bala Town ahead of the Cup final as we unveil our new £1.8 million excellent data analysis facilities. Now, not too much appears to have changed on the outside, but follow me inside and you can see that we've really, really upped our game. Now, if there's an under-8s game going on in Cameroon, not only do we know about it, we will analyse it, and I'll get a full report on my desk in the morning. Now, there are fixtures that haven't even been scheduled yet that we have analysed. That's how far ahead of the game we are right now.
Warning. Warning.
Oh, no.
Impending
injury
crisis.
Got ahead of the cup final.
Impending injury crisis.
Hi guys, I'm Mosey Villa and welcome to the episode 16, the final episode of season 6 of The Impossible Dream. And today we're playing the New Saints in the Welsh Cup final, looking to complete a domestic treble. We'll also have our end of season awards, see who you guys voted as player of the year amongst other things. And then of course your chance to vote on our goal of the season. Which is very, very exciting to finish the episode out. But before we get to that, as I said, we do have a cup final to play. You've seen our new data analysis facilities, excellent facilities. They are 1.8 million worth of investment. They've been completed. But we have an injury crisis ahead of the final. And not just any players that would have started this final. Dane Murray, one of the centre-backs, he's missing for this one. Of course, on loan from Celtic. Doesn't matter. If we can get him back, we'll get him back. But if not, he's played his final game for us. It gets worse. Adam Maurice maybe wouldn't have started, but was certainly going to start because before he got injured to miss the game, it was Glenn Middleton who got injured. So again, now we've got really no left wingers of note anyway to play in the final, which is frustrating to say the least. Also injured was the man who was going to start the final up front, Michael Stewart, our pacey poacher that has the best finishing and good off-the-ball movement as well. So we've lost, and of course Jaycock as well, who probably wouldn't have started the game, to be honest. He's got a bit of an injury. He could play on the bench, but we probably won't risk him because Rima Miles, I think, at this point has taken over the number one spot. He's just had too many injuries this year. But as I said, massive injury crisis in front of this. We're missing 4 players who would have played this game. We're going to find out very soon if we can overcome that. Let's have a quick look at the facilities since we have upgraded there as well. And we can see that we do actually have excellent data analysis facilities. Now, I think state-of-the-art is the maximum. Now, given that it cost us £1.8 million for this upgrade, we might just hold off a little bit on the other ones until we get the training facilities fully up to scratch. When they're state-of-the-art, we might go again on the data analysis facilities, but looking good there. Now, there are 4 games to catch you up on to finish off the domestic league season. The first one is a rival, of course, against Bengal City. Let's see if we could win the derby. We took an early lead when McVeigh picked out the run of Connolly, who found Simic at the near post. Gretason doubled our lead before the break, before Bengal City pulled one back midway through the second half. Connolly picked out Adam Maurice, whose acrobatic finish restored our 2-goal lead, before Connolly took advantage of some horrible goalkeeping to get a goal of his own. Good performance this one. You can see we did play the better of the 2 teams. Got an early goal. We were 2-0 up at half-time when Gretason got only his 2nd goal for the club. Maurice and Connolly, though, 2 late goals to make it very, very comfortable. And job done there. Next up, we played Barry Town. We took the lead when Curtis Owen scrambled in the opener. And doubled our lead after the break when Stewart crossed for Allmark. Barry Town pulled one back, but Stewart secured the points in stoppage time. This was a decent performance. I wouldn't say it was anything more than that. Again, they got back to 2-1. Michael Stewart wrapped it up for us in stoppage time. We deserved to win. We were the better team, but it wasn't a champagne performance by any means. And the final game to catch you up on, the final game of the season, that was against Afenlido. Afenlido were already down to 10 men when Gretason opened the scoring. And McVeigh doubled our lead from a tight angle for his first Bala goal. Maurice crossed for Allmark moments later for a 3rd. And Rhys Williams added a 4th before half-time, before KDH got a 5th in the second half. So there we go, rounded out the league season in the best manner possible. They went down to 10 men very, very early, and it was easy from there, to be honest. Gretason with a penalty. McVeigh, a first league goal for him, which surprised me. He hadn't got one. Allmark, Williams, and KDH with the other goals. This is where Maurice got injured as well, which is obviously a bit of a pain in the backside. We have a quick look at what that all means for the league table. We have finished on 91 points, which I believe is a club record for us. It's impossible to get the league record because there's more points than are available to us. But 91 points from a league season. Only dropped the 2 games, 1 draw and 1 defeat there to the New Saints as well. So a good season, I would say, overall. We have a look at the stages. Points tally compared to last season is up. You know, we got 88 points last season, so it was a club record, and then 91 this year. So a stunning performance, really, over the course of a league season. To win 30 of your 32 games is very, very impressive indeed. But that takes us now to the Cup final. Can we go and complete... Oh, where's this? Where is it? There it is. Can we go and complete the treble now, having already won the league and the League Cup? Now, we beat them 3-0 in the League Cup final. We know all about the New Saints, what they offer. We are the favourites. This game is taking place at the... Cwmbran Stadium in Cwmbran. I'm sure I've pronounced that correctly. So we know all about Scott Rusco. Decent enough manager, but my mortal enemy in this series, to be honest. A standard balanced playing style is what we're expecting from them. The data analysis report, the excellent data analysis report. You can see the Rusco Bus Park. They beat Bangor 3-2 with a late winner in their final league game. We can see here their positional heat map, their passing network, and their key passes in that one as well. A little bit more direct perhaps than usual, but this is a team that we're sending out the heroes to hopefully go and wrap up this this cup final for us. It's Rima Miles that goes in goal. He's been a really good player for us this year, solid as a rock. Let's hope he has another clean sheet in this one. Burke's going to get the nod at left back. He's a good set piece taker, so we'll hopefully get the benefit of that. Reese Williams comes in for the injured Dane Murray, which is a blow, but Reese Williams has always been reliable for us, so let's hope he continues that. Gosney, of course, they've got a good partnership in the middle of the defence there. I'm not quite sure why Gosney's attributes are headed the wrong way. And Branthwaite is going to be at right back for this one. Again, solid as a Rocky's been all season. Let's hope it continues for one more game here. Sam York, he goes in midfield with his midfield partner this season, Tony McLean, who hopefully will be back next year, but only on loan, of course. This could be the last time we see him in a Barlatown shirt. Declan Wright, again, hopefully we'll get him back next season. Could be the last we see him in a Barlatown shirt, though, but I really hope we can get him back again. Dixon, who will captain the team, Ewan Dixon, the youngster that came through the academy. He plays in the number 10 role. And it's Sean Davis. He comes in to play left wing for us. We didn't really have any other options. He's not really match sharp either, but potentially he's good. He's quick. He can dribble and cross. Let's just hope he just doesn't let us down. And Simic goes up top. Now, if worst case scenario, we're going to move Simic out to the left if Davies just isn't quite up to it. And then we will have Damien Allmark on the bench. The bench is, of course, Gretterson, who's a very solid utility defender who can play anywhere across the back if we need him to. Lowry, of course, we signed from Rangers this season, is a good, solid midfield option, defensive one. McVeigh, who's a solid attacking midfield option. And then Damien Allmark on the bench. We know he's got goals in him. And of course, Simic can cover both wings for us if needed. That's the 11. Let's see if we can do this treble. What's this bloody stadium called again, mate? In English. I'm Chaz Hogan, Australian journalist here at a stadium in Wales, where we are just moments away from kick-off in the Welsh Cup final between Scott Rusco's The New Saints and Aussie Villains Barlatown. The two men that are battling it out for Welsh football supremacy go head-to-head yet again in another final. This one should be fascinating. And here we go. It is Cup final day in Wales, and we are up against the Rusco Bus Park. We expected nothing less. And what do we want to say? Gomez says go out there and prove a point. I'm going to say calm. Go out there and impress me, boys. It's the only team talk the team seems to respond to. So let's hope that continues. Everybody's looking motivated for the most part. And we'll say we've got faith in him. I did really toy with the idea of changing the formation, but I just wanted to give him a chance. We can change things in-game if we need to. Ideally, we won't have to do anything. This will just work and we can go. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Davies gets on here. Burke brings down a goal kick, goes back to Rima Miles. Let's see what he does over there to Burke. It's, of course, first minute of the game here. It would be a packed stadium as well, which is nice to see. It would be good to get a nice early lead if we can. That's a loose ball, being knocked down. Are we going to find ourselves behind early here? We don't want that. Yuli has the ball. Cross comes in. It's back post. Header over by Malloy. And that'll do it for the highlight, thankfully. Let's give it we'll wait for after this highlight. Another early highlight in the game. Not yet 5 minutes played. O'Brien stands over at their goalkeeper. Ball forward. We nick that with Dixon. Now, can he slip a pass in here? He's got Simic ahead of him. He's done just that. Darjo Simic. Wide of the post. Let's give that a concentrate, perhaps. That looked a sloppy finish, didn't it? We're doing okay, but we haven't put a shot on target yet. There it is. Oh, Rhys Williams at the back post. And Rhys Williams in for Dane Murray. He never lets us down. 5th goal of the season for him. We have a lead in the 10th minute. This is quite a crowd. This looks like a big stadium that we've essentially sold out here. Good ball in. Williams on the volley. Just tucks it across the goalkeeper into the far corner. 1-0 Bala Town. And let's keep going, boys. Let's keep going. Here we go, another throw. Branthwaite throws it in. Oh, Dixon loses out on the header there. McLean back post. It's there for the youngster. Headed away. Can we pick that up? Sam York is there like he is so often. Burke with a loose ball forward. And TNS have the ball. Can we put pressure? Pressure them into a mistake here. They lump it forward. It's picked up by Gosney. Gosney goes all the way back to Miles. That's fine if we keep the ball. Another good ball out there to find Gosney. Calm under pressure. Gosney switches it to the youngster. Heads it in field. Dixon picks it up. Ewan Dixon. Dixon! No, it's blocked on its way through to goal. But it's going to be another corner. And we know that we do have a threat. We've already seen it once this game from a corner. There's Burke to the back post. Over everybody. Yulee is going to pick it up. He lumps it forward. We should have a player there. No, Hector Ingram has it. He beats his man. McLean comes across, cleans up the rubbish. And there we go. Another free kick. Burke, back post. Williams again. And this time, Rhys Williams cannot find the back of the net. We're looking overwhelmed. Let's try to demand more. See if we can focus them. No, we're just pressurizing them, it seems. We're doing okay. They haven't really threatened us yet. But that is yet. There is still, obviously, 60 minutes to go in this game, plus any stoppage time. Ball forward. Branthwaite should clean that up. He's got a little bit of time. Goes back to Miles. Miles lumps it out there to the youngster. Burke has the loose ball. Back for Rhys Williams. Over, back for Burke. Back for Williams. He goes across to Gosney in space. Gosney, back to Miles. Miles tries it again out to the left. This time, Davies is going to bring it down. He does really well. He goes past his man as well. The youngster's done brilliantly. Cross to the back post. Declan Wright's there, and Declan Wright volleys in a bullet to make it 2-0 in the final. Half an hour gone, and the youngster, Sean Davies, with the assist. He did really well there. Brought it down wonderfully. First touch. Knocked it past his man, and then delivered a really good ball across to Wright, who made... Oh, it's a stunning finish, isn't it, from Declan Wright. 18th goal of the season for him. He must be a contender for the Golden Boot at the end of season awards after this match. We'll tell him to concentrate. The highlights come back pretty quickly. Next goal, excuse me, is a huge one, isn't it? 2-1, game on. 3-0, you suspect maybe game over. It is. Oh, had Rima Miles scrambling, but just over the bar. They've come back into this, haven't they? Another highlight for the New Saints. Headed away again by Rhys Williams. He's having a whale of a game in this first half. Can we win the ball back there? No, we can't. Is the highlight going to continue? Can we nick that? We've got 2 men on him. He rushed him into a pass. Wright picks it up. Simic finds the youngster Davies. Can Davies score the goal? Sean Davies! Oh, I thought he'd done it, and he's pushed it past the post. He looked for all money like he just composed himself and was going to slot it away. But instead, it goes just wide, and we have a corner again. Burke again into the mixer, headed away. It's there, Gosney over, back to Burke. It's there for Dixon, and Ewan Dixon just over the bar. Doesn't look like we're going to get a third goal before the break, but that is amongst the best performances we've had against the New Saints in a long time. Alright, we've got to say an assertive. Do not get complacent here, boys. We will celebrate at full time once we've won it, and not a second beforehand. Burke, don't get yourself sent off, mate. Connor Gosney, can we see a little bit more from you, please? Simic up top. He's motivated already. Let's see if we can maybe fire him up. We can. Excellent stuff. And the other one in there is Sam York. He's not having a great game. We do have Lowry, who is almost a ready-made replacement, but Sam York, I think, is still the better player at this point, so we'll give him a little bit of time in this second half to see if he can lift his performance. Oh, good tackle to win it back by Simic, but has it just served as a through ball? To be honest, Simic, I'd rather you didn't do that, because if you miss time that, you get yourself sent off, and you haven't really achieved too much by winning it. Here's Malloy. Malloy! Oh, good save, was it? From Rima Miles, no. Malloy and Yulee, they're two players that I would like to sign. Burke, good ball into the box, and it is, again, just over. And again, I think it was Rhys Williams. I'm sort of making a conscious decision not to sign them so that the New Saints are a stronger team in Europe. Of course, I'd rather they didn't play against us. It has crossed my mind, can I maybe sign them and loan them back just so that they can't play against us, which actually, now I say it out loud, maybe isn't a bad idea. But yeah, I don't want to sign someone who would essentially be a backup player for us and weaken the New Saints in Europe. Because as I've said before, we really do need other Welsh teams to start getting to group stages, essentially, to help us raise the national coefficient. Cosney gets caught on the ball there, which isn't great. Can we recover? Branthwaite's there. Oh, it's a bit of a risky clearance, but York completes it. And we still go here. Gosney looks forward to find Simic. Simic, excellent first touch. It's tackled away, though. Good tackle for a man on a booking. Risky as well, but we'll have it. That's fine. Simic gets forward. Can't close down the goalkeeper. We're putting good pressure on them here, though. Not letting them play out from the back with any comfort. Yuli knocks that down to the centre-back. Can we win that header? Oh, it's a good climb by Gosney, wasn't it? A monstrous header. York brings it forward. He finds Declan Wright. He has Simic in the middle. Simic with the header. The cross was just a little bit too high for him, I think. But look at this performance. We're really, really turning it on in the final. Branthwaite, can he do? Cross in, back post. It's the youngster, Sean Davies. And it seems like we've been worth more than 2-0. We're going to take Simic off, who's not having a good game. We're going to bring on Allmark to play up there. And York, again, is not having a great game still. So let's maybe take him off for Alex Lowry, and we'll keep that other sub up our sleeve just in case we happen to need it. We might go back off of attacking now to positive. We're closing in on this treble. We're 2-0 up. The clock is rapidly running down at this point. Can we do it? I think we are. It's a Barlatown corner. Back post. It's headed away. Malloy picks it up. Oh, if they score now, it's nervous, isn't it? Here goes Collins. Can we get back? We've done really well so far. Collins still a weak shot into the arm of Rima Miles. There's less than a minute to go, and that should be that. Surely they're not scoring twice. Rima Miles with the Superman claim. Can we get the ball forward and get a third to cap it off? There's the ball for Declan Wright. He has a little bit of time and space. He beats one. He's been hacked down from behind, and that is probably not a red card, but I mean, it's a time waster, isn't it? It doesn't really affect us at this point. We are going to win the cup. We're going to do a domestic treble. And after last season, where we didn't win any cups, did we? We really struggled outside of the league domestically. This year, of course, we did get knocked out. Oh, it's a penalty, is it? No, it's a free kick. Gosney must have been pushing. We did get knocked out of the Iron Brew, which was disappointing. But there it is. We've gone and won the Welsh Cup. Excellent stuff, boys. The most dominant 2-0 win I think you'll see in a long, long time.
Congratulations, Ozzy. You've just won the Welsh Cup. Completed the domestic treble. Got one over Scott Rusco. You must be delighted, mate.
Look, mate. I love beating Rusco so much. I'm really, really proud of my boys today. You see at TNS, they get a couple of results in meaningless league fixtures, and they think they can compete with us. They cannot compete with us. Barla Town, they are the only team in this country, and the TNS, they're a joke. Rusco, he's a joke. He's a bad, bad joke, and we showed them up to be just that today, and I cannot wait to get them again next season.
So Barla Town lift the Welsh Cup. I don't know if it's a famous treble, but it's certainly a treble. We got money in the bank, medals for the winners. There we go. We can see all the medal winners there. Another Welsh Cup for Barla Town. That's 4 times. One now we've won that trophy. I think they've won it before we took over, so I think it's 3 times that we've won it. Burke, good to see him back, fit and fighting. Well done to you, sir. Collective bonus payout, 70 grand. That seems like a lot of money for the Welsh Cup. Anyway, we can afford it just about. Guys, let's leave it there and come back for the end of season awards. Who will be the Barla Town Player of the Year? Ladies and gentlemen, it's the 2025 Barla Town End of Season Awards. Oh, thank you everybody. Thank you so much. Oh wow, what an audience. What a season it's been as well. Treble winners in Wales, the Kings of Wales once more, and a decent season in Europe as well. You know, let's not look past that. To get out of a group and a club of our size, that's a good achievement for us, and we're continuing to grow as a European club, which is brilliant to see. I think the only way really to start this evening was a good old-fashioned hearty round of applause for the players. They're the ones responsible. Well done, boys. Okay, the first award this evening is the Golden Pen, awarded to this season's signing of the year. And this year, he was a free transfer from Burnley. It was great to have him at the club, Glenn Middleton. Okay, the next award is the Golden Card, awarded to this season's worst disciplined player. And this year, with an impressive tally of 8 yellow cards, the winner is Connor Gosney. The next award is the Golden Bullseye, awarded to this season's player with the best pass completion rate, and with an impressive 92%. He had a serious injury, but he can still pass the ball. The winner is Zach Jacob. The next award is the Golden Spoon, awarded to the man who feeds the strikers, the man with the most assists. And this season, well, he had a little bit of a reduced playing role, but he still managed to put in the numbers. 16 assists. The winner of the Golden Spoon is Adam Maurice. The next award is the Golden Soother, awarded to the baby of the team, this season's best young player. And I tell you what, he's been impressive for a number of seasons since we signed him. The winner of the Golden Soother is Ryan Burke. Next up is one of the big ones. It is the Golden Boot, awarded to this season's top goal scorer. And, well, this guy's been an absolute revelation for us this year. Has not disappointed. He got a goal in the final. With 18 goals, the Golden Boot goes to Declan Wright. Alright, the next award is one that I know means a lot to the players. It is the Viewers Player of the Year, as voted by you watching at home. And this season, there was 4 nominees, and I think you've made the right decision. For the second year in a row, you know what you want. The winner received 100% of the vote, and that winner is, get back up here, Declan Wright. Alright, before we get to announcing this season's Player of the Year, it is only right we do take a minute to acknowledge this season's Team of the Year. As ever, if you do just direct your eyes up to the board, you will see a fancy new graphic, and also that the goalkeeper is Rima Miles. Your back 4 is Burke, KDH, Reece Williams, and Jenkins. Maybe a surprise there at right back. Your midfield is Owen and McLean. Your number 10 is club captain Ewan Dixon. The wingers are Middleton and Declan Wright. And your striker is Damien Allmark. Well done, boys. You've all had cracking seasons. Okay, and now it is time for the big one, to award this season's Golden Star for the Player of the Year. And this year, well, we had so many good players, didn't we? Everybody stepped up. Everybody played their part in what has been a relatively good year, certainly domestically. And, well, this man just stood out above the rest. With 53% of the vote, the Golden Star goes to Ryan Burke. So there we go. That brings us to the end of the evening. Congratulations to Ryan and the rest of the winners. And it's been a really, really good year here at Barlatown. I'm looking forward to next season, hopefully getting ourselves back into that European Champions League group stages and all that money. Oh, the money, the money, the money. But until then, everybody, enjoy your off-season. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you to you in the auditorium. Thank you to you watching at home. And I'll see you next season. Good night, everybody. So there we have it. Ryan Burke gets the gong for Fans Player of the Year. A little bit of a surprise, perhaps, but he was pretty good, wasn't he? And arguably he should have got it last year, of course, when he won the Golden Boot. But Middleton came in second with 21%, and Damien Allmark third in the voting with 16% of the vote. So well done to him. Goal of the season, we'll come back to that in just a second. That was Sam York's wonder goal against Cavan Druids. Middleton signing of the year, I think that's probably just about fair enough. He was a free transfer as well, which probably helps. And Burke, Young Player of the Year. Really don't like the 24-year-olds can win Young Player of the Year, but that's just me. I think it should be 21 and under as an absolute maximum. Other stats here: Declan Wright won the Golden Boot. Glenn Middleton, he had the gong for highest match average rating. Maurice, the Golden Spoon with 16 assists. Jaycock, 92% pass completion rate. Declan Wright, 9 Man of the Match awards. Not an award we give out on the evening, but a very good tally that was. And Connor Gosney won the golden card with 8 yellows, just the 1 red for Dan Williams, but he really fell into second choice this season, so he didn't really have a chance to accumulate enough yellows to retain, because he won that gong last season. Team of the Year. I'm assuming this is based off of league performances, perhaps. The main problems I have is Jenkins, not in a million years. Branthwaite was very much our number 1. Curtis Owen in the centre of midfield. I mean, I would pick Sam York, but you know he did have a good year. Otherwise, I'm not too displeased with the team, but definitely Jenkins, I think. But he did play a lot in the league as we're trying to get him up to speed. KDH though, well done to him as well. I think that's just about deserved, to be honest. So there we go. Now a couple of awards here just to close out the Welsh League Cup. We did set a record for, we broke our own record for amount of goals in the tournament. Declan Wright set a record for highest match average rating, 8.85 over 4 games. That record will stand for a little while, I would suggest. He also broke the goal scoring record, took Dean Ebb's record. I think he's Barrytown, isn't he? So it's a good record to have there. That was just a few seasons old. We also got most player of the match awards for Declan Wright, overtaking the previous set by Mohammed Sharif. Which is good. And our overall best 11, there was Ewan Dixon and Sam York have moved into the bench. So the actual starting 11 is still the same. Nichols still hanging in there. Neto still in there down the right. Maurice keeps his spot. Henry Jones and Gosset in midfield. And Louis Gray stays as the starting goalkeeper. Jaycock's on the bench, and with the emergence of Reva Miles, I think Jaycock is destined to never be in that best 11 at this point. Brandon Cooper, who left us this year, of course, is on the bench. Bakari, who's already left. Dixon, who I think eventually will overtake James Waite in that number 10 role. Romario Vieira, Sam York, and Allmark make up the rest of the bench. So that is our best ever 11 since, of course, we took over. The side of 2019, let's have a quick look at this, see everybody is. Venables is now managing the under-19s. We knew that. Romario Vieira is at Newport. Let's have a quick look at how he's getting on at Newport. He's not barely playing for him. He's transferless, as a matter of fact. So that's a shame. Who else have we got here? Nathan Burke is playing for Welling United. He was not a great player for us, was he? But there we go. He's actually have a decent time. He'd be a legend at Welling. Look at that. He's played almost 200 games for them at least there. So well done to him. It's good to see him go on and have a good career. Johnny Spittle is at Afan Lido. I completely had missed that. Well, he's at Afan Lido. He's not playing for Afan Lido. Who else have we got here? Callum Preston. We know he's at Cardiff Met Uni. Other players. Ridian Williams, a name from the past. Where's he at? He's a free agent. Shocking. Can't believe we signed him. He was at Carmarthen, but he has since left them. Lee Molyneux is retired. He is a scout. Can we have a look at how his career ended up? He had a year at Boston, a year at Chester, and then he kind of petered out at Chester. So that's Lee Molyneux's career. He was a good player for us those first few years, wasn't he? Stephen Leslie, he is retired. He is a terrible scout. What did he do after he left us? Connors Quay for a few games. Then he went to Pennycock, sure, and then Wick Academy up in Scotland for a couple of years to end out his career. Who else we got here? Simone Ray. Oh, I had such high hopes for Simone Ray. He's now unemployed as well at the age of 32. He left us, went back to Italy. Had a couple of decent seasons down there in La Liga Pro. Floated with Serie B, but never got anywhere near it, I would imagine. Serafino, what's he up to these days? He's only... Oh, no, he's not going to retire. Someone's interested in him. He might well go to Port Vale. He's one of my biggest regrets, Serafino. Stuart Jones, I kind of remember the name. He's retired. What did he do after us? He went and played a couple of seasons at Guiseley. Evan Horwood, he was a decent player for us too. Left back, wasn't he? Yeah, he never did anything after he left us. A little bit sad that. But that's Evan Horwood. Mike Hayes, the striker from Season 1. He had a couple of... is it Rail? I think you pronounce that. He had a couple of seasons there, a season at Holyhead, then he called it a day as well. Retired at 34. And Ashley Morris, the goalkeeper when we started, he never did anything after he left us. Again, a little bit sad. He's a bit of a club legend, 225 appearances. Only 9 goals conceded. Oh, there's a record for you. But there we go. That is the season for the team that was, of course, we inherited when we first took over. We'll do the club visions of Kemra. Expected to reach the 3rd qualifying round of the Champions League. That's getting increasingly more difficult season on season here. Hopefully we're not going to lose our job if we fail to do that. There is the squad dynamics. We have a summer coming up where we'll hopefully get a few team leaders coming up in there. Dixon as club captain really does need to become a team leader for us. But yeah, we'll kind of see where that ends up. End of season team meeting, we'll do that off camera. Basically, we want to win everything again in the league. End of season squad break, that's the season reports. Jaycock, 6 injuries this season. I mean, he didn't have 6 injuries. He's missed 48% of the year. I think that might just do it for. We'll see how we get on with the summer though. Gredison making progress. That's all good stuff. And of course, next episode is going to be our what's it called? Summer transfer special. So let's have a quick look here and see who we want to keep, who we want to get rid of. Rima Miles played a lot of games. as did Dixon, Gosney, Burke. Middleton did play a lot. He actually wasn't too bad. I just expected a little bit more from him in the big games, I think. Maybe that's where he disappointed. Sam York played a lot of games. We know the guys that played a lot of games. KDH played 26 games this season. That's good to see. We're going to hear the players that we're not using. We know that Nichols is going to leave. James, Derbyshire, Allen will probably leave. Henry Jones, he's got another year left on his contract. We'll try and move him on if we can. Buston Brew had his one bench appearance with 2 goals. Excellent stuff from him. We know is his contract up? I can't remember if Buston Brew's contract is up or not. No, he's here for another year at least as well. Gossé will be leaving as CN Peters. I might try and loan him out, and then we're into sort of the youngsters that are coming through. I think Ratcliffe's contract is up. And then we've got some new signings and whatnot here. Ab Gareth didn't play much, but he does play well when he plays. I don't think we'll get rid of him just yet. Tomlinson, who'll be leaving, and we go up to the rest of the squad. Have a quick look at sort of the main stats here. Goals was Declan Wright. The the goal in the cup final, got him the golden boot over Allmark. To be fair, even if they'd been tied, he would have won it based on the fact that he played less games. Ryan Burke, again, right up there in the goal-scoring charts, 12 this year. Simic with 11. We might look about moving Simic on. There's interest from relatively big clubs, Bristol City and Leeds, and he's not really done it like I was hoping he would. So yeah, we might look to see if we can move him on. Middleton had a good year. Maurice, quietly again, 9 goals, 16 assists, was absolutely brilliant. McLean, who will try and get back, had a good year for goals. Michael Stewart, a little bit disappointing perhaps, but a lot of those games were in Europe, so, you know, that's tough to score there. Callum Connolly, an absolute standout. How he wasn't Young Player of the Year, as a matter of fact, I don't quite know. We can see the other goal scorers there. Everyone down to Granger. Who was only really the goalkeepers of the regular starters, and Dane Murray didn't get a goal this year. So that's excellent stuff, really, isn't it? Assists, we know that Maurice led the way. Dixon and Middleton are right up there, as was Declan Wright, Ryan Burke. McVeigh had a decent season. Callum Connolly had a good year, and we can see the other assist getters there. And the match average ratings, Buston Brew leading the way with his 1 appearance off the bench and 2 goals. But Declan Wright amongst the regular players. Look at that. We go all the way down to, we're getting to Ryan Sears, till we get guys that didn't average 7. He averaged 6.99. And Sean Davies, the youngster as well, did okay in most of his appearances off the bench. That's quite good. But there we go. That is the squad. Let me know where you think we need to strengthen. As ever, I just think it's just that we'll generally see what's available, where we can strengthen. We'll try and get most of the lone guys back, I think. Maybe just Granger at left back. We might see if we can better use that lone slot somewhere else. But that, of course, brings us now to the goal of the season competition. Now, as ever, the Sam York goal plus 3 others I deem worthy of goal of the season. You'll be able to vote a little at the top of the screen there at the end of the video compilation. And before that, we'll have a look at the honourable mentions. We did source some cracking goals this year, and there's definitely more than 4 that are worth a second look. I'll see you next time for the transfer special. Don't forget to hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Take care. Top 4 goals of the 24-25 season. Don't forget to vote for your favourite.